morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I don't know if you enjoy these Friday sessions as much as I do. I try to miss none of them. And we welcome you today. Our guest artist is Jhon Ardila, and he
Dila.
is Ardila, sorry. And he is a wonderful artist, but I'm hosting today because John Cogley is traveling as usual. He travels a lot. And I just found out about 10 minutes ago that I was be doing this today, so bear with me.
Hey.
I'd like to introduce John, and I'm just going to be reading from something that he provided about his background. I am a Colombian artist naturalized in the United States, internationally recognized for professional backlight color, watercolor. I was born in 1972 in Valledupar, Colombia. I have an innate talent. I began to draw at the age of 4, making charcoal portraits. I studied plastic arts, technical university career, and I am an architect, graduated with cum laude thesis. I was a teacher of the technique, architecture, colors, perspective, shadows. My tutor in watercolor technique is Master Enrique Roga, Colombian watercolorist architect, who was my professor at the Santi Thomas University of Bucaramanga, Colombia. Oh, John, bear with me.
I am here. I am here in Bucaramanga right now. I am in
Okay,
vacation, but I am here.
great. My first watercolor was made in 1987. In August 2022, I returned to watercolor technique at a professional level, and I have made multiple live demonstrations and exhibitions internationally. Currently, I work as an artist 100% based in the Los Angeles, California area, doing acrylic, murals, professional Venetian plaster, faux painting, imitation glaze, gold leaf, and I also do portraits, fine art in acrylic, and professional watercolor. My wish is to be one of the best ambassadors for the Daniel Smith Company and to be one of the best watercolorists.
Thank you.
With that ambition, I am sure you will get there. So, everyone, please welcome John. Thank you, John.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to John, Catherine, and you, Molly, the introduction. This is very important for me. I try to make this, maybe I wait years to make this demo. Very important for me, my career, uh, to make a demonstration, to show you how I find my style, the backlight that watercolor. And then I try to start to use very good materials like Daniel Smith in watercolor. The paper I use is Arches 300. In this moment, I use 300 grams or 640 grams. My brushes, I try to use some brushes natural. It's a squirrel hair, natural. This is flat. This is for to make the sky so big area. But to work, I try to use Da Vinci Casaneo. Um, this line, the brushes, very good. It's a synthetic, but it's an imitation the squirrel. Um, I can talk about my palette. In my palette, you can see my palette. I select some golds and uh, some cool colors like lavender, cobalt, ultramarine, violet. But in my process, I try to put to fight to make the complementary effects between goldens and violets. This is my concept, but in the process to backlight is very important for many people. My students, they know. Uh, Everybody ask how I can make the light in my watercolor. How I make the lighting, and then I say I never touch the area where is the sun. I never put water. It will be dry. Natural color. Where it's here is here. And I make the effect from the sun to the all the directions, you will see the process. I don't know, maybe somebody has some the core materials, the my career. I have some information maybe in the last time I get you, but it's very easy. Ardila Artist in Instagram and YouTube is Jhon Ardila Artist. I will put later this information too. And I want to talk about the colors where I'm working in my palette because I try to use, the cool colors and warm colors like lavender. Let me put a little more close to the camera. Lavender and quinacridone. But you see in the middle, I made some process. I say desaturation. Giovanni made many examples. The Thursday sessions is to make this desaturation. And I try to find this tertiary, quaternary colors will be in the middle, the combination. This, for example, is cobalt blue violet versus quinacridone burn orange. Make some, I say, it's a brown or a little gray tones in the middle too. This is the same color, but a little more tone. I use quinacridone and cobalt. This is the colors I'm working. I try to use some colors, not too much black. I use the neutral tint sometimes because I need something very dark, some night view, night perspective. I need use the neutral tint. But usually, regular time, I try to use the complementary colors and make this dark color, but it's not black. It's the complementary color make this tone, and you will see in the demo when I start to do the watercolor. With this palette, it's very important to see how I use my color because I put the tari color, but I use the analog color. It's the next color to the tari. I try to use the violet, blue, and blue violet. The opposite is the yellow and a little golden orange. It's my palette. I select the palette because it's the visual impact to the people. I know when I put some watercolor, very cold, very poor the color, and put these images, you will see first my image because it's the visual impact. The one color will catch your eyes to the sun, to this. You will select. It's imperceptible in your eyes, but your eyes will come into my drawing, not to the other paintings. It's some attractive illusion. In Spanish, we say we have some name is it's when the sun is in your eyes, make something blending in your eyes. Somebody say when I see your paintings, I need use the glass that glasses to see your painting. But well, this is the intention, the effect. The effect is making something like graphic and negative. I try to play with the values because the maximum value in light is the tone, the natural paper. The natural paper tone will be the white. I come into the grays, I come into the darks. You will start to see that. I think we can start to do the demo because I want to have some extra time, and maybe later we can continue talking about something in my colors, in my palette. I think I will show you this possibility. It's a prize, the Charles Bridge. and the old tower in the old city is in Praga. I will begin with this black and white. But I will put the sun. I can change the location of the sun in my process, but I will try to put the sun maybe for here in this point, and you will see how I start to do the process. Okay, in my process, I beginning with the clean water. And remember, I told you I leave the space where is the sun. I don't touch this a little circle. I don't will touch, I don't will put water. Outside of this one, I will put I put water everywhere, most in the sky area. This is only clean water. Okay. I think it's very important to understand how is the process, the desaturation concept, because you can create some specific grays and dark colors with the complementary tones, or using the dark grays, or using white, gray, white, black, or complementary colors you can use. In this moment, everywhere is wet, okay? Only is dry is the sun area. Okay, I will put the board is flat right now. I don't put any inclination. I come in around the sun. I will start to do some little effect. In Spanish is deslumbramiento, is when you can see the sun directly. I will color sienna. You see, I'm painting in like radial circular around the sun. I can put my favorite color is the quinacridone gold. It's a little warm, you will see. I will put a little orange, burn orange. It's a quinacridone too. But when we made the samples with Giovanni and Tuesday, we see the desaturation, but it's only one line. But here is in your masterpiece. Well, it is not masterpiece because the time is very short to make the masterpiece. I will put some color, but right now is a warm colors. I will try to use the violets. This is a little lavender, and you will start to see the desaturation because beginning change the color to a little gray. I will put a little more violet to show you. When it's white, you can see a little the color violet, but later will show like gray. When I make some composition, I try to have some balance with the elements, with balance with the colors too. And I will try to use some warm colors and cool colors, 50% and 50%.
Can you tell us where you're working on, please?
Arches 300 grams.
300. So that's 140 pound. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, 300 grams. When it's a small size, you don't need too much grams, but I recommended 300 minimum. But when it's a bigger size, I use 640 coming, the arches coming with bigger size
Right,
too.
300 pound.
Let me put a little hair dryer to be the process more quickly. Right now, you start to see the effects, the focus on the sun. Let me. You can hear me? Yeah.
Cannot hear the hair dryer, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Everyone, there's a well-known artist named Nita Engel, Nita Engle, and she came up with a process many years ago called the bullseye technique. I mentioned it in the chat. It's a wonderful technique for doing exactly what Jhon is doing right now.
Yeah, I have her book.
I do too. Was a wonderful artist.
She was. She taught for years and years.
Yeah.
Molly, is he working on cold press?
It sure looks like it. He didn't say, but I'll ask him when he's done.
Okay.
It definitely has some texture to it.
Yeah, the paper has texture. Of the texture is cold press paper.
Cold press.
Let
Okay.
me
Thank
put
you, Jhon.
inclination. Yeah, yeah. Let me put some, let me see. I don't want down. Yeah. Wait, right now it's a little wet. It's okay. I will
Okay, so
start.
you've just tilted your board, correct? You've just tilted it a little bit.
Yeah, this base is most for the sky, for the background, but I try to kill the all color in the all paper. Only the color, natural color, will be in the sun.
Okay.
The other areas will have some grays, some white colors. It's the illusion because any color can be light like the sun because no competition. The sun will be the most intensity white on the paper. It's like a photography negative, I'm thinking like that right now. But I will beginning for the perspective, the color is the most far away buildings to the closer. Most far away will be most transparent and light tones, and more closer will be more dark. It's very easy to understand that part. Let me start with this building.
Jhon, we had a question in the chat group. Can you tell us what the yellow was that you have right next to your white of the paper in the middle?
Here,
Yes, bright yellow.
yeah, I use some raw sienna here, but I have the quinacridone here. The raw sienna,
What
I
is the bright
make a
yellow?
combination with lavender. Between these two, we create some color very soft for the distance. But remember, Álvaro Castañeda, he told sometimes is the how create the distance. The distance is very important to create with the contour. The contour. I need play with the contour because contour is very clear, supposed to be very close. But when the contour is far away, you can make on wet and don't will have too much definition. You will see that sometimes I use the spray to produce that effect. Right now, I have some pupulas here in the back. But for the people who are trying to do the backlight more closer to the sun, will have some distortion on the color. Let me change my brush. It's this one. And then leave some window here. More closer to the sun will be a little more warm. In this moment, sometimes to create some masterpiece will take maybe 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. But right now the demonstration is only 45 minutes. And then we need run, we need run in this moment. To come into the horizontal line, I try to come into lavender tone and put with the spray, I can put a little water to don't have too much definition here in this point. Very natural. Some area in the back is this point. I'm thinking in the sun because the original paper is black and white. Yeah, it's black and white, the original, but I'm thinking in the warm color, the warm effect, maybe some tree here. I put a little, you see, no? It's very intense. I love color, but in the saturation, you will start to see the degradation from the golden to the violet here. This is the Giovanni exercise. We made this exercise many times in Thursday. You can see the degradation between hot color to cool color. I will start to make the tower, the tower. I put a little lavender, look like gray, but it's the combination between the golden and lavender, create this gray tone. Let me change the brush. In this point, it's very important to think in the sun because more close to the sun will be a distortion the color. I'm talking all the time. Is more close to the sun will be a little yellow, orange tones. But we can play with the degradation. I will put water, clean the brush, and let the water make here. I can put a little more yellow to be more intensity, close to the sun. It's it's an illusion, visual to make this process, but I enjoy that. we'll see the difference between this tower and the other buildings. I will create a little more contrast, and then the perspective, the color, will show this building a little more close to the other building.
Jhon, there's a comment that you make it look so easy, and you do.
Well, it's coming. How is the time? I'm fighting with the time because we have this building is in the we will have three distance: the distance far away, middle distance, and the first plan very close. And then I will try to complete this code, the middle distance.
Jhon, who made
Yes,
your large brush? Who is the one that make the large brush?
this one,
Yes. Mhm.
the last brush is you say the dimensions, or when I use that
The brand name.
as a
Think
yeah, you can find in Amazon. Coming these four brushes coming together in
very nice.
Amazon.
Thank you.
I will try to leave this light. I don't touch to see a little more lighting. Okay. Here we have some little door in this point, maybe a little more light. Let me put it's very important to play with the ground with the paper ground. In the beginning, I tried
नाही नाही
I,
झोपायचं आता जरा मीटिंग आहे आमची ती चाललेली ठीक आहे चालेल. काय
I
नाही
will
आता
put
आधी नाही हॉटेलमध्ये.
Someone please mute your there we go. Please mute your audio, everyone. Everyone, while the hair dryer is going, I'm sure he's not talking, so that's why you're not hearing him right now.
I think it's muted.
Yes,
Jhon,
he is.
let me try.
Jhon, you're muted.
Yeah, it's muted.
John,
Can you unmute him?
cerrado.
Yeah, he's using the top camera. Jhon, just quickly, if you could check your top camera, can you enable the mic again, please?
I am here.
There you go.
There we go.
Thank you.
There we go.
Okay. To start to do the dark color, I will put I use the lunar violet and put a orange burn quinacridone to create the dark tone. It's not black. It's some complementary tone. Let me put a little quinacridone too to create some radiation. Let me use the other brush. Okay, remember the concept when coming to the sun. I will try to turn for the inclination. I will put a little clean water around the sun. I beginning with the yellow and change to the orange. Inside the sculpture, but I will change to in the sculpture. Put a little more violet.
Now, which yellow did you just start with right now?
This yellow is Hansa light yellow, but
Thank
I put a little orange. Right
Thank
now, I need play with the inclination of the paper. I will try to play with very organic because sometimes I try to make too perfect for the when I make the murals, I try to make too much perfect the drawing. But right now, when I learn for the artistic concepts, I try to make most organic. Let the water play with the paper. I love the lunar violet, but I put a little warm and violet. For this size, I don't use too much the bigger brushes because it's when it's one complete pliego. Sometimes it's maybe 1 meter by 70 centimeters. And then it's a little big. I use the other brushes. You start to see the focus where is the sun. And then here I start to put the violets on this color because more far away to the sun, I try to do the balance between warm and cool colors. But the cool colors, I put a little ultramarine, a little violet. I will make it's a little more dark. I can use the neutral tint at some point to get a little dark gray. Here we can play with the a little fingerprints like Joseph Bupich he talks about it is to create some a little movement because the culture has a little movement. You can see maybe from this picture, there's a lot of movement here in the sculpture body. I left some little lighting tones. Let me put some medium sculptures. Medium distance. How's going the time?
It's 7 minutes after 11, John. You
Okay.
have about 25 more minutes.
Yeah. Okay, we can do the birds. Very important. Okay. It's very important put a little water. This a little water will make something important in the painting. Is will be most original. These imperfections can duplicate somebody. Somebody can do the same painting. They can do it because the water make this a little effect. Will be original. Let me put a little tone here. Middle distance. Okay. Let me put some sculpture here too. Usually in Praga, it's very foggy in the morning or in the afternoon. Very foggy sunset or sunrise. But with the humid process, will be more foggy, no definition in the sculptures. Let me put some tone here in this wall.
I'm sorry, John, I need to make one more announcement. Everybody, please mute your microphones. Somebody is unmuted and we are getting background noise over John's voice.
Okay. I don't hear nothing. Only your voice. Well,
Okay, Ethel just said she thinks she just took care of it.
Yeah.
Great, Ethel, thank you.
yeah, these effects, right now, I try to make a little reflections, this warm sun on the floor. I put a little Hansa yellow dip on the floor, but I will make the degradation with water. But it's very important thing. For example, I use this photo, but this photo doesn't have the sun. When have the sun, will be shadows on the floor. And then I'm thinking right now how put the shadows using violets. I will use the hair dryer again.
What would we do without hair dryers? We love them and hate them at the same time.
Remember, this paper is like a fabric. It's not paper, it's 100% cotton. and then can support the heat for the dryer. In California, I use a industrial dryer. It's very hot. I will create some shadow, very violet. And maybe put some shadows here on the floor. You can see the lavender. This paper right now, the inclination of this is to my way, no? The inclination. Right now, usually I start to do some dark bricks on the wall. A little more dry effect with the brush to create the volumetry here. But when you want a zero effect on the shadows, you can put a little water on the shadow and don't will have definition, the shadow at the point. Let me put some shadows on the people, because I will put some people and then I put a little shadow for the building too. Yeah. Let me dry a little again. Okay, I'm gonna down here the floor. Some texture is very important because more when the painting is bigger, you need make the balance with the texture and the empty area. Some a little texture on the floor. And let me make the lights with the post. Okay. When I really restart to do the watercolor, I try to take some reference, the most important artists like Praful, Sagwan, Joseph Bubich, Álvaro Castañeda, Jay Hunson, Thomas Schaller are my reference, because I don't know how they start to do the watercolor professional. To try to do some specific style, was very hard to find that. Very hard, because many artists are doing the watercolor in this moment in all the world. But for example, for Praful, he made the twilight effect. I made some perspective in twilight too. Very interesting. I try to do the birds here. You do the people. I understand the perspective or the proportion for the human size is very hard for some people, but we in the architectural university, we have a lot of experience to do the renderings and perspective. And we know the concept, how do the real perspective to your eyes, to you can see inside this painting. Let me do a little more contrast here for this tree. Almost all the brush. But I usually I recommended to do I recommend to put a little contrast to the corners. And you will see when we take out the tape, it's so beautiful. It's some a little effect. Make some little bricks here. Let me put a little body. Yeah, we need try to broken the symmetric on the perspective. But I will try to concentrate in the backlight effect. To the backlight effect, I discovered this a little effect. Is I use a little watch tone, white and a little yellow, to do a little line here, because the sun, the position the sun, this sculpture will have a little incidence with the light. And put a little water. We'll have a little difference. This is true. And maybe the people. On the people, I put a little incidence the light in the sun. Let me put a little more for this person.
Jhon, are you using gouache for your white opaque highlights or white titanium?
Only for this line. No, the white titanium. Yeah, this is white
Titanium.
titanium wash. Yeah, to keep, because the natural watercolor will disappear, but the wash in Spanish we say tempera. It's very strong and will cover the color. But I don't want to put too much. It's only a little effect and make some degradation there. But let me put a little more.
Look at how he fuzzed out the shadow of the light on the street in the lower left corner, everybody.
Yeah. I will put a little violet. Little more contrast. Using the same concept, the desaturation, playing with violets and a little orange, will put a little more intensity to this ball coming to the end. More close, more darker. Well, I think I want to show you some of the other paintings, but I think we got it the time. Let me drag this on. I will show you how work this paper, because the paper is very strong. This paper is very strong, and when it's like a fabric, when I remove the tape, will be very straight. But this is the Sharpie. Well, I found in the United States, Sharpie water coming down straight.
Looks like painter's tape, the way a lot of painter's tape looks in
Yeah.
that blue color.
Yeah, I use for murals, to keep the Sharpie lines,
Yeah.
but I tried with this and it looks nice. It's very black.
We love the reveal, John. We love the reveal. It just brings the painting to life.
Let me, I very hard this thing too. Okay, I got it.
It's
Okay,
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
okay, let me see there. Okay, for me, the most important is this distortion, this circle around the sun. That is my identity, my style. Is this make this distortion? Because the real, you can see in the real place, you can see directly to the sun. But I start to do and do and do and do and practice this process. I think I got it, something important. But the colors, the values, the tones for Daniel Smith is wonderful. I love it, the material. I use other material. I don't want to mention it right now, but Daniel Smith has wonderful colors, wonderful, very strong tones. Let me show you some other paintings I made for the people see.
Yes,
The
you have
original.
5 more minutes.
Yeah, the original. I will put here, and this was Braga. I made it in 45 minutes. This is, I think the people are nice because I made 4 days ago. 4 days ago, yeah. This is Edinburgh, Scotland. But the most important for me is the sun effect.
You get such beautiful darks without using neutral tint or black or
Yeah, it's a lunar violet. The
gorgeous.
darkness. Yeah. This is Turkey. It's Istanbul, I think. Istanbul. This is Scotland, Edinburgh. But you see, the concept keep the same concept. The original photo is not the sun there. Yeah, I put the sun wherever I want. Same to this one. This is Turkey. I put the sun, I made the reflections. I try to play with the balance, the color, violets versus golden. Estocolmo. Some people say it look like a photo, but I don't want the people compare it with a photo because we try to make some imperfections to see is watercolor. This is
Someone is asking what you use to sign your paintings with. I was wondering the same thing.
the sign. Yeah, the sign. I use the wash color to make the signature.
Okay, with a brush.
Yeah, with a brush.
Okay, wonderful.
This is Budapest. Let me see a little more down. But the effect, the light is very important for me. You know, the backlight. The people notice my paintings completely different. This is Pinto station, train station. But the perspective is very important too. The deep, how play with the tones, you know, the values, more close, more darker, more far away, more transparent.
Oh my goodness.
Making the smoke. I don't bring some paintings to here to Colombia because I have the paintings in Los Angeles, right? Some trains are very different. You saw this publicity this morning, but the original photo is very poor, very poor. I try to make the reflection on wet floor and see how look the distortion in this past, in this these elements, making with quinacridone board explode and make that effect. But the shadows use the violet, cobalt violet blue, and look beautiful. This is Spain. This is California beach. You see how look the distortion in this point? This is very important. It's other the Praga, other Praga, but see the shadows. You put the sun on the horizontal line and make the focus. And you can find the shadows. It's some rule for mathematical shadows. There's some portraits I can show you. It's in watercolor. To make the hair need a little patience, but you need play with the grays and a little white. Sometimes the last white you can make with water white, and you can make let me put a little more close and you can see the hair. Well, let me return to the signature and everybody can see how I make the signature. I make with the white.
Beautiful, John. Just gorgeous.
Okay, we got it the time. I was
Yes.
running with the time because I say, oh, it's very short time, but we got it. We got it the time.
Well, to do that incredible a painting in 45 minutes, I know it's hard to do. It's really hard to do. So
Yeah.
thank you very much. And thank you everybody for
Thank you.
attending today. It was wonderful. These sessions on Friday are the highlight of my week, and I hope they're the highlight of yours. And Daniel Smith, of course, makes the best paint in the world. So join us again next week, next Friday. I don't know who the artist is, but we'll find
Gonna
out.
be
And thank
Ian Stewart, Molly.
Oh,
Ian.
wonderful. Ian. Okay, wonderful.
John,
And thank you
great
for
job.
bearing with me
Jolly,
today.
Molly,
Thank you.
great job.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Thank you,
John.
everybody.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you.
job.
Gracias.
Have a
Thank
Thank you.
wonderful
you.
weekend.
Bye.
Adios.
See you soon.
Bye. Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.